What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. Wanted to make from console to PC because I haven't done one of these in a while, and it's to reiterate a fact that a lot of people want to deny, but it just is what it is. Okay, PC is a great platform because you literally have access to the most games. Now, yes, as of right now, PC, you're not going to be able to play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out, right? But we can argue that when Grand Theft Auto 6 does finally come to PC, it's probably going to be the best version. The same way that typically the best versions of games after a while are the PC versions of the game. Like right now, here I am playing Spider-Man remastered, and it looks beautiful. I turned off motion blur. I've turned off depth of field. I've put the what's it called, the field of view all the way up, and I got the game locked at 60 just to keep it as smooth as possible. But that's just because I have the option, to do that. But essentially, PC hardware is going to be the best place to play these games. And if they're older games, just like this is, you don't need very powerful hardware to run these games, right? So it's a win-win situation. Now, as you see from the title of this video, the next Xbox will play PlayStation games. The next Xbox, for all intents and purposes, is the handheld that they just released. And don't get it twisted. I see people arguing with me saying that it's not an Xbox, it's an Asus ROG Ally. No, no, you don't get to have it your way. That's not the way life works. The next Xbox is an Xbox that's made by Asus. That's all it is. But it is an Xbox. Just because you don't like it doesn't change the fact that that piece of hardware is an Xbox. It's just that it's made by Asus. It's the thing that PlayStation fans have been saying that Xbox was going to do, that they're going to stop making hardware, they're going to license their thing for the people. So yes, they're doing it. They're doing it. They postponed or canceled their original handheld hardware so that Asus could go ahead and make that one, which makes a lot of sense to me. And what that means is that games like this, like Spider-Man, PlayStation games, are going to be playable on the next Xbox, which is that Asus Xbox. It is an Xbox. Like, I don't understand what else, how else anybody would want to argue that. But listen, it still doesn't degrade your experience on the PS5 because somebody else might be having a better experience than you. Doesn't mean that your experience is bad. PC gamers have been having better experience than most console gamers. These are just facts. And the way I know this is because when I said I wanted a better gaming experience, everybody always said, get a PC, get a PC, get a PC. Nobody ever told me if you want the best gaming experience, get a console. So now Xbox is going to allow Xboxes to be PCs. Guys, it is what it is. For the traditional console gamer, they're going to have to deal with that. Do you want to deal with something that is, essentially a PC, but it's Xbox branded? Do you want to deal with something like that? I know Xbox is supposed to simplify the UI, but I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I got to see this thing in action. Because what I know is that Xbox has had forever to do this. They control Windows, and Steam has a better operating system, in my opinion, or a better big picture mode than Xbox does themselves. Again, these are just facts. I understand the PlayStation fan feeling threatened is what they feel. Regardless of what they say, you're gonna see them in this comment section saying, "No, we don't. This isn't that." but they know it's, they know it's reality because they know that everything is going to PC, and essentially what Xbox is doing, quite honestly, is cheating. They're not going out there and money hatting games or anything like that, or cutting deals with Sony to get the PlayStation games on their box. No, they're making a box that PlayStation already puts games on, which is a PC, and now it's being branded as Xbox. And there's nothing that PlayStation can do about it. Now, I don't know where this came from, but apparently there's rumors out there that Sony's going to go ahead and block games from being able to be played on the Xbox branded consoles or the Xbox branded PCs. I mean, I don't know if that's even available to do. I don't even know how they do it, but if they do, that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't see how they do it. I have no idea how they'd be able to do that, because the core of what the Xbox or the ROG Xbox, what is it called, the ROG Xbox Ally, the core of what that thing is, it's a PC. Microsoft is making Xboxes, belay my last. Asus is going to make an Xbox branded PC handheld, but it's an Xbox. It's the evolution of what Xbox is going to be, but it's a PC. So if they somehow block, that's going to be very interesting. If they could block it from anything that's branded Xbox, then essentially they could block it from anything else that they want. I don't know how that would work legally or anything like that, but there are some PlayStation fans that believe that Sony is going to go ahead and do that. We shall see. We shall see. The cope is going to be this. Oh, you're not playing on an Xbox. You're playing on Asus ROG Ally. No. No, you're playing on an Xbox. Xbox stopped making traditional consoles and started allowing Asus to make Xboxes. And Asus decided to make an Xbox a PC. It is what it is. It's really not that complicated. And if it so happens that this PC could go ahead and play PlayStation games, why do you care? You could go ahead and get yourself an Xbox too. I think that's the fear. The fear is that they are afraid that it's going to be an undeniable situation and they themselves might have to get an Xbox. Look at me getting freaking achievements in Steam. Don't worry, it's not like Spider-Man's going to have Xbox achievements. So it'll still be safe. Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. Insomniac cooked with all these games. Easily the best developer that PlayStation has this generation. I don't know who you would argue has done better work for PlayStation this generation, to include Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man 2 and all that other stuff. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. This is not a console war situation. It is what it is. The next Xbox is made by Asus, and it just so happens to be a PC. So it's gonna play PlayStation games. And that's a good thing for everybody. It's not a negative for PlayStation fans. You guys didn't lose anything. It's just Xbox fans that are willing to move over to a different type of platform are going to get to experience something different. It's indifferent to me. Y'all see me playing right now on my PC PlayStation games, because PlayStation's putting their games everywhere. So good on them. Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.